Good evening. We have a student review here, 84%, 1800 level play. So it's a very strong game here from the student, 1200 rated. Uh, Starts out with the kings, whatever, king's pawn opening, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the names of these openings. And a very regular kind of attack there. So it seems like the way black has played this is black has misplayed the opening here. One key thing to note, when the bishop comes here, this move comes with a lot of good tempo, because if the bishop goes back here, then the pawn comes here with more tempo on the knight, and if she goes away, then you lose this pawn. So before that, you could consider a4 preemptively, or just develop to bishop d3 humbly, or what the computer is suggesting here, which is to pawn push, pawn push. Let's just have a quick look. Pawn push. Yeah, pawn push, capture, 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 capture. It's pretty nice. You double his pawns in a weird way here. Okay, so you get this amazing attack, and everything is lined up perfectly. And this is a nice move. Now what you're going to play next? Are you going to go with something like f4? F4, which is tempting, but does bring into question counterplay possibilities. No, good thing is the check is stopped immediately by the bishop. But let's see what you do. Okay, you do something more sensible, yeah. Sensible. Now the bishop. Okay. Now what now? What now? Guess you're gonna go bishop here, right? No, check. Very nice move. That's even better. Wow. Great move. And finally, a release of the pressure. And bishop here is apparently better. Can try to just see why, okay? Because it's now good to get even better. It's basically keeping more of the intensity alive, right? And you're going to win up the queen eventually because of it. The tactical motifs here are so good for white that even if you're temporarily not in the lead in the trade, it's still going to pay off for you in the long run. All right, instead we get pretty balanced position, although it's a huge advantage for white on the material, mainly because of the king safety situation. Nice check should come in. Oh, just lost the queen there. All right. Well, okay, fairly solid game here. I don't think we have too much to criticize. So let's go to the next one. Here, student is black and has 71%. It was a tight game all through the game, and then a final loss suddenly in the end. So let's have a look. Very standard opening. This is like beautiful play from both sides here so far. Now coming in. It's given the big question mark there. Why is that? Is it because of g5? G5 it is. Now what do you do next? Do you try to go knight here and even lodge it there? Would you just trade here and try to build a position with the knight here? Antagonize this piece? I think that's also pretty good. Or you could just go directly and wait for him to capture you, so your queen comes to join the party too. Ratchets up the pressure over there. Okay, so you played one of the ideas, different than the idea I was having, and different than AI's idea. Let's have a look here at the game. AI thinks now that you should take the knight, but what's wrong with this? Why is the computer so slow, man? Fuck. Okay, we can't do this then. Best was to capture here. Okay, maybe capture and then do that maneuver. I guess that's the only thing I can say that comes to mind. Perhaps the knight there could go back here or something. I'm not sure. All right, let's not get lost in the weeds. H3 comes. I guess now you gotta take this. So it's not going nicely, actually. Oh, maybe you just go back here. But then the knight is loose and the knight can come and sacrifice a piece. So you do that. Oh, there's this whole thing going on here. It's amazing, actually. Amazing combination there. So Black actually playing exceptionally well here and in the lead. And now trying. So whenever one's in the lead, there's a tendency to, okay, now let's just exchange. Now let's exchange. No. That's the negative thinking. Don't have that negative thinking. Easier said than done. I know. Easier said than done. But a prophylactic king maneuver up is all it takes to prevent any ounce of counterplay. Because now the knight can go here and here. And all of a sudden it's a nuisance. And you see, all of a sudden the tables have turned here. All of a sudden. I don't even know how exactly, but somehow this is going to be hard for White to spot though. What does White have to spot here? What am I missing? I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm missing. It looks safe enough, right? I would have thought it's safe. Of course, it's nice to have a square for the knight here, maybe, but okay, let's see. So the key move was to push that pawn up. Okay, I did consider it, but I didn't really see much beyond. And what if you just capture it? Ah, then this bishop comes here. And then this just slips forward all of a sudden. It's a checkmate. It's a mating net. It's a mating net here. Look at that. Very amazing how subtle these things can be, but that is how it is. That is how the game is. So there you go. That's why King here is so bad, is because now he's in a mating net. He's in a mating net, which it looks like it's impossible that the bishop would ever get on that diagonal. But how quickly that can all just turn. It can happen very quickly. All right. But he doesn't find the right move. He's doing something a bit more like intuitive. Queen here and there. And running the thing a little bit too close and ended up in a The same pattern of mate. It's a mating net. Wow. Cool game. Cool game. All right. Cheers.